Big news today ahead of the SpaceX IPO. A share price, $135 a share. Number of shares, which means we can calculate the valuation, give or take roughly $1.75 trillion. And Jim Cramer has a very serious warning.
We mentioned the amended filing for SpaceX. Our Leslie Picker broke that on the air and joins us here at Post 9 with some additional details maybe. Hey, LP.
Hey, Carl. Yeah, so that amended filing is expected to come after the market today.
And here is said filing. 555,555,555 shares will be available, priced at $135 a share. It's a pretty easy math here. That would result in SpaceX raising, give or take, $75 billion. Wow. But wait, there's more. The underwriters may also exercise an option to purchase an additional 83,333,333 shares of our Class A common stock from us at the initial public offering price 30 days after the date of this prospectus. Translation, raising $75 billion at IPO is the low mark. And just between you and I, my prediction, I think that there's close to a 100% chance that those additional shares, the option, will be exercised.
When speaking with people familiar with the matter, it sounds like the company and its advisors have agreed on a fixed price ahead of the roadshow. This is different than the typical range that you would see and you go and meet with investors and market your deal at a range. In this case, this is pretty unique here. They're doing a fixed price, they've already said it, of $135 a share. They're going to offer 555.6 million shares for a total IPO size of $75 billion. I was curious kind of whether there was any significance to the $135 price or 555.6 million shares. It sounds like it was just the math that got you to a $75 billion offering.
Yeah, obvious things are obvious. They ideally wanted a share price something like $100x, and it just so happens that they figured out a way to price it starting with a 1, raise $75 billion, and have a nice, neat, even 555, 555, 555 shares.
Simple as that. On a diluted valuation basis, a fully diluted valuation basis, this will be a $1.75 trillion company, and that assumes and includes the EchoStar deal as well as the Cursor deal, but it would not include the performance units that would hit for Elon Musk when there is a sizable presence on Mars, for example.
So this is quite interesting. If true, the valuation actually including the Cursor acquisition. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat here for a moment. Actually, I never take it off. But based on what I'm hearing here, instead of feeling out a potential valuation, SpaceX have picked one. Instead of having a range, they've just said no, 1.75 billion. It seems that alone is an indication that they're trying to offer this at a reasonable and fair valuation as opposed to IPO with the highest possible valuation, which is great for long-term investors who pick it up around IPO and hold. And that the Cursor acquisition, if true, according to what CNBS is reporting here, is included in this valuation. That's a $60 billion acquisition of an incredible company. This is incredible. SpaceX appear really intent on looking after their early investors. And I mean early after the IPO, not early as in 2010. SpaceX in 2010 was around $1 billion. So a $1.75 trillion market cap would be about 1,750 times return. Not bad.
And the details of that fixed price does confirm a Reuters report from last night. The fixed price kind of comes from a very broad and wide-ranging testing the waters process. So the bankers and the company have already gotten a lot of feedback, according to my sources, and so they felt comfortable at this level, didn't need a typical range. I also asked about anchor investors, because you see those typically with these big deals where you have long-onlys on the cover that comprise a certain proportion of the offering, which increases the scarcity even more. I'm told that won't be the case here. They have some long-onlys that they've been talking with, and there's implicit demand, but there's not going to be actual anchor investors on the cover when we see that amended filing, most likely tonight.
All right, so Leslie, what thought have they given to the retail market problem? Do they understand that whatever price they're picking could be radically different, and probably possible that there'll be buyers with market orders who might come up to $400, $500. What do they have?
Okay, let me do the math real quick on that. $135 a share is a $1.75 trillion valuation. Did he just say that people could have market orders on the SpaceX IPO executing at $400 or $500 per share. Did he misspeak? $400 per share would be like 3 times the IPO valuation of 1.75 trillion.
On the other side, to make it so that they're not batched a la 1999, and the price opens at at 260.
Yeah.
What are they thinking about?
So just to clarify, for those who are a little bit lost, what Cramer is talking about is the possibility, due to a truly astronomical amount of demand in SpaceX stock at IPO, the possibility that a number of people, retail investors, put in a buy order for SpaceX stock ahead of the IPO or on the day, a buy order at the market price, which is whatever the market price is. I want $10,000 of SpaceX stock at the market price. If there's an enormous imbalance between supply and demand and far too much demand, the stock could absolutely surge. And he's talking about a scenario. What if SpaceX stock opens almost instantly, not at $135 a share, but $200, not far off double the IPO price? If you have a buy order in and it executes, and it's not $135 a share, but the stock is shot up to 200 plus, and obviously the market cap along with it. His concern appears to be, is there anything SpaceX has or can do about this?
I asked that very question because it's so important here.
Right, what did they say?
They're looking to allocate 30% to retail, and they did admit this is a big wild card here because you can come out with a fixed price, you go through the marketing process, you get that feedback, but not until they kind of set those terms and start the roadshow will they get that feedback.
But is there something they can do where there's a quick release? If they see that it looks like that the public's paying market orders, they batch them together, and it's 400, is there any way that they can have something on the other side, not to be like 1999?
Okay, he just said 400 as opposed to 135. For the record, if SpaceX shares are transacting at $400 a pop, at least in that moment in time, that would mean the valuation is well in excess of $5 trillion.
Well, they have stuff to protect from the downside. I don't know if they have anything to protect from the upside.
Do they not know what happened?
But I do think that the retail component, the fact that it is 30%, is unique here. Usually it's much smaller and retail becomes that marginal buyer on day one.
For them,
so
maybe they'll flip it.
Well, that's the question, is do they flip it?
I just don't want people to get hurt. I hope they...
So maybe they'll flip it. Pump and dump. It's possible there may be some retail investors trying to make a quick buck, but ask some people who followed Cramer's 2010 advice of doing the exact same thing with the Tesla IPO. Buy the stock if you can, and then get out on the same day, lock in a quick profit, take your money and run. How did that pan out? Spoiler alert, Tesla up roughly 1,000 times, not percent times, since IPO valuation was give or take 1.6 billion bucks today. Roughly the same, except replace the billion with trillion.
They understand that in 1999, orders were batched. Bad guys took the other side. They were all investigated. A lot of them were drummed out of the business because people realized they opened it really high, and then the brokers walked it all the way down, made a fortune against retail. Do they know that?
But is this the size of this deal is so much larger than anything that you're talking about? Does that matter?
No.
You don't think so?
No, because this is the biggest deal of all time.
No, I know, but my point is 30% to retail of a $75 billion raise is not an insignificant sum. The things you're talking about from 99 were tiny.
No, I'm talking about people who have never even opened an account, who don't know the difference between a limit order and a market order, who come in and don't realize there's no one on the other side of the trade because no one has stock, and the broker has to hope that the retail guy flips, which is the opposite of what they want. I don't think they've thought this through.
I guess the point David's making is that the retail base is much more mature and larger now, right? It's not like you get a flood of inexperienced trading coming in.
I think you will. I don't think that retail base covers nearly. This is a man who is the most revered businessman of our time, and a lot of people want a piece of it. And not just the people who are on the deal. I mean, they got to think about who they're really... This is a real problem on the other side when this thing opens. We don't want this thing to double.
My understanding...
Cramer at least appears, maybe he's play acting, but he does actually seem genuinely concerned about this possibility. What if the stock doubles on IPO day and some people have a market order and end up paying close to double what the IPO price was? The real question to consider, or at least attempt to think through, is would a 30% allocation of the $75 billion be even close enough to meet demand from retail investors? That's 22.5, let's just call it 25 billion. Will this be even close to enough to go around? I don't know. My hunch is probably not.
Is that, and this is, bits and pieces here and there, but to comprise that 30%, it's not going to be, largely from the Robin Hoods of the world and the SoFi. They will represent a portion of it, but they're looking at, Chase Private Bank and Merrill Lynch, and they're looking at retail abroad in order to do so. It's a little bit different than.
But that's a small universe versus everyone, and so many people want to buy on the deal, and there's nothing for them other than a market order and a $400 price that's reached between 1 and 2 p.m.
Big prediction there from Cramer. He seems adamant and quite concerned that SpaceX stock could close to double or more on IPO day. He may be right. Time will tell. I am much more interested not in what SpaceX stock might be worth at 2 p.m. on IPO day or at market close, but a decade plus after IPO. With that said, he may have a point. This might, maybe be bonkers. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.